Hello student, I am Sangeeta Mansukhani and this is the video number 8 and this video related of the class 11th, and in this video I will be explain problem 8.10 and then redox reactions as the basic for titration. So first I start problem 8.10. Question is, permanganate 7th ion MnO4 minus in basic solution oxidizes iodide ion I minus to produce molecular iodine I2 and manganese 4th oxide MnO2. So write a balanced ionic equation to represent this redox reaction. So your choice, you balance the equation according to the oxidation number method, otherwise half reaction method. But this example given on the basis of the half reaction method. So your choice, you already depend on you. You solve, you write a balanced ionic equation according to the oxidation number method, otherwise you write half reaction method. But here I explain by half reaction method. So first step, first common. First we have to write skeletal ionic equation. So permanganate ion that is means MnO4 minus aqueous. Mn in basic solution oxidized iodide I minus aqueous to convert into the I minus, convert into the produce molecular iodine I2 and manganese 4th oxide MnO2 solid. So first we have to write a skeletal ionic equation. Second step, for this skeletal ionic equation is split into two half reaction. First is I minus convert into the I2. Here you see minus 1 and its oxidation number 0. So minus 1 to 0, that is means loss of electron, and loss of electron it is known as oxidation. So it is oxidation half reaction. I minus convert into the I2. Here you see MnO4 minus and O4 x plus minus 2 multiply 4 and going upper charge going to the right side minus 1. So here charge is plus 7. Then convert into the plus 4. So plus 7 to plus 4 gain 3 electrons. So it is reduction half reaction. This is the second step. Third step, to balance the I atoms in oxidation half reaction. Here you see 2I and reactant only 1. So first balance the iodine atoms in oxidation half reaction. Then in fourth step, here Mn and here Mn balance, but here 4 oxygen and here 2 oxygen. So step 4, to balance the oxygen atoms in the reduction. So we add 2 water molecules on the right side because here 4 and here 2. So we have to add 2 oxygen but add 2 H2O. Then after balance the hydrogen. So to balance the hydrogen, how many atoms hydrogen required? 2 to the 4. 4 H plus ion. So 4 H plus ion added on the left hand side. So write the equation MnO4 minus plus 4H plus, then product way MnO2 plus 2H2O. So these reactions take place in a basic solution because already given in the question. Oxidized basic solution, permanganate ion MnO4 in basic solution. So that is means this reactions takes place in a basic solution. So 4H plus ion, we add also OH minus, 4 OH minus ion to both sides of the equation. So MnO4 minus 4H plus 4 OH minus, then gives product MnO2, then 2H2O plus 4 OH minus. Okay, and here in the left hand side H plus ion and OH minus ion combine and gives water. So 4H2O. Okay, and so here 4H2O and C 4H and 4H. So how many? 2H2O we have to write. 2H2O. So 2H2O, that is means 2H2O. So we have to write 4H2O because 4 oxygen. So 4H2O and right hand side 2H2O. So cancel. So here only 2H2O come. Okay. So replacing the H plus ion, OH minus ion with H2O. Then Mn4O4 minus, here you see 4H plus 4OH minus, so 4H2O, so here 2H2O. So replacing the 4H2O and 2H2O, so cancel, so 2H2O remove. So equation is MnO4 minus plus 2H2O and then gives to MnO2 solid plus 4OH minus. Then step 5th, balance the charge. So oxidation half reaction, 2I minus convert into the I2. So minus 1 convert into the 0. So that is means 2 electron. So loss of 2 electron. Then MnO4 minus plus 2H2, it is a reduction half reaction and gives to MnO2 plus 4OH minus. So here Mn, manganese oxidation state plus 7 and here plus 4. So 7 minus 4, 3. So 3 electron gain. So convert into the plus 4. So here you see, here 2 electron, here 3 electron. So balance the charge. So 2 electron multiply 3 and here this equation multiply 2. So then equal the charges. So first oxidation half reaction multiply 3. So equation 2 multiply 3. So 6I minus and in product I2 3. So 3I2 plus 6 electron. And then our reduction half reaction MnO4 minus multiply by 2. So 2 MnO4 minus 2H2O multiply 2. So 4H2O. 3 electron multiply 2. 6 electron. Product MnO2. 2 MnO2. 4OH minus multiply 2. So 8OH minus. Then after step 6, add 2 half reaction. So add 6 electron, cancel by 6 electron. 6I minus, 2 MnO4 minus and 4H2O. It is the left hand side. Then right hand side 3I2, then 2 MnO2 plus 8OH minus. So that is means see 6I, 3 to the 6, 6I, 2 Mn, 2 Mn. Oxygen you see 4 to the 8 and 4, 12, and here you see 8 oxygen and 4, 12. Then hydrogen 8 and here 8. So it is the balanced reaction. So next topic, redox reaction as the basis for titration. This is the main topic because it is used in everyday life. Redox reaction as the basis for titration, and titration topic already our lab process. So in laboratory titration, first topic of practicals, it is considered in laboratory. So first we have to start titration acid base system. And in acid base system, first you already known about what is the difference between acid and base. Acid H plus removal and base H plus accept. And on the basis of the charges, loss of electron known as acid, gain of electron, it is considered as a base. So titration method for finding out the strength of one solution against the other using a pH sensitive indicator. That is means acid and base titration. Acid react with base, so neutral system, and it is method as a considered as a titration. So titration method for the finding out the strength of the one solution against the other. But we have to use pH sensitive indicator, pH, that is means proteins of the hydrogen ion, H plus ion. In redox system, the titration method can be adopted to determine the strength of a reductant, otherwise oxidant, using a redox sensitive indicator. So strength of the reductant, that is means reductant, those responsible for reduction, and oxidant, those responsible for oxidation, and we have to use sensitive indicator. So in redox reaction, the uses of the indicator, first In one situation, the reagent itself is intensely colored. Okay, so the reagent itself is intensely colored, like example MnO4 minus permanganate ion, it is pink color. So self indicator and its visible endpoint in this case is achieved after the last of the reductant. We have to take Fe2 plus ion, otherwise oxalate ion C2O4 2 minus is oxidized, and first lasting tinge of the pink color disappears at permanganate ion MnO4 minus concentration as low as 10 raised to minus 6 mole decimeter cube minus cube. Otherwise, we have to say 10 to the power minus 6 mole liter inverse. And this ensure a minimal overshoot in color beyond the equivalence point. And this point where the reductant and oxidant are equal in the terms of their mole stoichiometry. So whenever reductant and oxidant are equal according to the mole stoichiometry, so it is the represent as a color wave. Second, if there is no dramatic color change as with permanganate titration, so there are indicator which are oxidized immediately after the last bit of the reactant is consumed, so producing a dramatic color change. Like example dichromate ion, it is not a self indicator. So if not a dramatic color change, so we have to oxidized which are we have to use there are indicator which are oxidized immediately, like dichromate ion. So it is not a self indicator, but it is oxidized the other indicator diphenyl amine just after the equivalence point to produce an intense blue color, so signifying the end point. Third is another method is used to restrict it to those reagents which are able to oxidize iodide ions, like example copper plus 2 ion, and it is oxidized iodide ion, and iodide ion oxidized into the iodine, like copper plus 2 ion react with 4I minus, so Cu2I2 and I2. So here minus 1 and here 0. So minus 1 convert into the 0. That is means loss of electron, oxidation, and it is copper second responsible for it. So this method depend on the fact that iodine itself gives an intense blue color with starch and has a very specific reaction with thiosulfate and also H2O3 2 minus. So which is 2 is redox reaction, like Ci2. So react with H2O3 2 minus. So convert into the iodide. Reverse way. Here this is iodine. And iodine is an intense blue color. And react with starch and specific reaction given by thiosulfide ion. So it is a blue color, and in H2O remains in solution containing Ki as a Ki3. So on addition of starch after the liberation of the iodine, so from the reaction of the copper plus 2 ion, that is means first we have to do this reaction, and whenever this reaction appears, so continue running, so this iodine liberate. So whenever the liberate, after the liberation of the iodine, we have to add starch. So iodine gives intense blue colors appears, and this color disappear as soon as iodine is consumed by the thiosulfate ion. So thiosulfate ion, iodine consumed by, so color is consumed. So end point can easily be tracked, and the rest is the stoichiometric calculation only. So this is the main. Again I will be explain by diagram. Here you see redox reaction as the basis for titration. So in redox systems, titration adopted to determine the strength of the reductant and oxidase. Then uses of indicators, like here you see, this is the permanganate. So reagent, it is self intensely colored. It is a permanganate ion, MnO4 minus. And MnO4 minus act as the self indicator. See, pink color. And the visible endpoint here in this case is achieved after the last of the reductant. So first lasting tints of the pink color appear at the manganese permanganate concentration as low as. See, this is the conical flask and bibutyrate dropwise falling down in the conical flask. And it is this ensure a minimal overshoot in color beyond the equivalence point. See, and the point where the reductant and oxidant are equal in their mole stoichiometry, so it is known as redox reaction. So if there is no dramatic auto color change as with permanganate titration, there are indicators which are oxidized immediately after the last bit of the reactant is consumed and produce the color change. Example like dichromate ion, and also I explain which is not self indicator but it is oxidized the indicator substance like diphenylamine, but just after the equivalence point to produce an intense blue color and signaling the end point. Third point, there is another matter also interesting and quite common. It is used is restricted to those reagents which are able to oxidize iodide ion to the iodine. For example, copper plus 2 ion react with iodide ion and then convert into the Cu2I2 and then I2. And this method relies on the fact iodine itself gives an intense blue color with starch, has a very specific reaction with thiosulfate ion, and it is 2 is a redox reaction. Here you see I2 react with S2O3 2 minus and react with 2I minus and S4O6 2 minus. So iodine insoluble in water and contain Ki as Ki2 on addition of starch after the liberation of the iodine from the reaction of the copper plus ion on iodide ion. Intense blue color. Then color disappear as soon as iodine is discolored, consumed by the this way. So next topic I will be explained in next video. Thank you so much.